But I want to respect and honor the request to talk about human rights or justice today because it's something that I live. I live daily. I've been on this journey a long time. I know I look young. I know I look about 17, but I'm pushing 47 in a few weeks. And so I'm going to share with you this morning from a scripture that's very familiar to all of us. It's not going to be something that I'm going to tell you something spectacular, but mission and ministry begins and ends in this one chapter of the Bible. I learned it as a child. I had to memorize it as my father taught us. It was the love chapter of the Bible. It starts and ends in that scripture, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Because if you don't have love, you can't do ministry. You can't change hearts of people. You can't change your community. You can't change your environment. You can't change your church without love. And I challenge you to reach outside of your thought process of just giving money. We need money. We need money to make the world go round. We need money to make our churches work. We need money to make our homes work. But we need love to be shown in the world. Mm-hmm. How will others know about Jesus if we don't show them Jesus? How will they ever know the mission of Jesus if we can't even show love? We sit and we'll sing songs. This song that you first sung, we're called to act with justice. We're called to love tenderly. We are called to serve one another, to walk humbly with God. Have you ever read the words that you sing in church? Have you ever really let those words germinate within your spirit? Many times we sing out of habit. We sing out of ritual. We sing because people want to hear music. We sing because it usually moves the spirit. But do you ever really read the words in which you sing? If you turn on the television today, to those who say that they are Christians, that they are believers, could you ever say that they're truly showing love? God is not part of confusion. It says it in the word. He's not part of confusion. So when do the real believers stand up? When do the real believers change the human conditions of those that sit among them? I was raised United Methodist. I'm very familiar with the United Methodist Church. I can probably tell you about everything in the discipline. I can tell you what you can and you cannot do with no problem, without blinking an eye. This is not unfamiliar sitting for me. What's unfamiliar to me is the lack of love amongst believers. And we talk about the human conditions of everybody around the world. And we will take up a collection. It's honorable to care about people all over the world. But what about those that are right here in your midst, that you see every day, that you come into contact with every day? What about them? How do we bring together our communities? This is the most diverse audience that I have spoken to in probably years. our first audience. And you all had to work to get that done. I know you did. You don't have to tell me.
That's right.
I know y'all had to go and get some folks, and you had to pull some people, and you had to talk to some people, because I predominantly talk to white audiences about the plight of black people. And when I go into a church, it's either a white church or a black church. Let's get real. So how do we multiply what's happening here? How do we make it like this all throughout our community? That we're striving and we're working together to change the human conditions of those around us. Because when we talk about and look at the ministry of Jesus and look at the lives that he changed, they were poor people. They were marginalized people. They were people that weren't in his land or should not have been in his land. What have we become when it's acceptable to turn on the TV and see children in cages in America? We can't let them take our Social Security. We can't let them have our money. We can't let them. Do you really believe that that is of Jesus? Do you believe that Jesus would have children in cages? I don't care what their parents did. So why are the believers silent? Why are we talking about conditions of children in other countries? We have children that are in need right here. We have families that are being torn apart right here. And we can talk about, well, she should have done this and he should have done that. And that's not the point. That is not the point. What should we do? What can we do? Jesus left us with a commandment. And I found this beautiful commandment last night. As many times as I read the Bible, I find something new every day. In John 13, starting at verse 31. Therefore, when he was gone out, Jesus said, now is the Son of Man glorified, and God glorified in him. If God be glorified in him, God shall also glorify him in himself, and shall straightway glorify him. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. Ye shall seek me, and as I said unto the Jews, whither I go, ye cannot come. So now I say to you, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have one love to another. Out of fear, we close our hand. We can't give. If I give this is my last breath, it's my last take. What shall I feed my family? What shall I give to my church? What should I do with my husband? What should I do with my daughter? If I give this is my last. Think of the people in the Bible who truly, truly worshiped Jesus and showed him how much they loved him. They gave him their last. The woman with the alabaster box. She had nothing else in this world, but she knew to give Jesus her best. In this scripture, it teaches us. We can talk about the 10 Commandments and all that, and we can go back to that, and Jesus gave us one commandment: to love one another. And so you wonder how we got to Rise. My business partner, Sharon Fitz, and I came together under pretenses of starting another branch of the NAACP. I had started a group in Waynesboro that was just determined they wanted to have an NAACP, and they knew that we could do it, and we could do it right, and we could change the community. And so we started this process of starting an NAACP. And through that process, we were blocked. We were not approved to charter another branch. And we had this momentum, we had these people, we had things going. And Sharon came up with the name Rise and asked me how did I feel about continuing the work, because the work isn't going to change. And it's not an acronym. It means just what it says. It's to rise. It's to rise to the next level and to provide those that are less than us, that least and looking for and challenging to rise to whatever their next level is. And so we started to work and started to build Rise from the ground up. From years of our own personal separation, we didn't know each other before last October. But you would think that we've known each other for life. We are kindred spirits. I am a twin, but I feel like she's my long lost twin from somewhere else, because we have so many